Welcome to the channel here at Lone Rider Outdoors. Today I'm going to give you my midterm review on the Lone Rider Motobags and Overlander 48. This guy right here. I've had them for 3 months, and at the end of the season I'm going to be doing a long-term review. This midterm review is going to be from the perspective of a lot of commuting back and forth to work, hot weather, rain, and driving through some storms, that kind of stuff. My long-term review is going to include hundreds of miles of off-roading, because I'm not doing that. I'm not starting my off-roading trips until a few weeks from now. So it's kind of a good split in time to see how they work for this, and then at the end of the season, of course, the long-term with all the off-roading for a full picture review. So let's get started. Let's start off with these guys right here, the Motobags. So first off, I'm going to take them off, and then I'll tell you about it. So basically, you've got your key here. Got to come down here. If I can do this with 2 hands, or 1 hand, I should say, I'm winning. So I'll get that key in there. Oh, that did it the right way. I'm going to give it a little turn. There we go. Okay. All I got to do is lift up on that, grab my little handle, and the whole thing slides off. And I'll show you from my perspective as the rider. This is what it looks like. So you got these little guys there that rest on the bar. This is your latching mechanism here, and that is latching to this bar. Now, when you first get this thing, it's pretty tedious to set up. You have to put these in the right spots, those in the right spots. You got to take this thing apart, put that in the right spot. Make sure you follow the directions to a T. It'll make it a lot easier for you. But once it's set up, it is absolutely solid. It's going to be as good. It's going to be set up as good as you can put it together, essentially. I have mine set up, I'm really picky with this stuff, so I have mine set up really tight. So when it goes in there, there's no movement whatsoever. But it allows you to really set it up for your bike specifically, which is nice. All right, let's put this back together, shall we? So basically, those guys rest on the bottom bar. These ones here act as spacers because they push against the side, so it centers the bag. And this is your locking latch here. So, latches up. Let's push it back into place. Okay, it's in place. Now put that locking latch down. And it's down. And my watch is caught. There we go. All you gotta do is lock it. Okay, it's latched and locked. So, let's start with the bad. One, this flops around a little bit. You don't really hear it as much, but it does move on you a little bit. If that annoys you, you may want to just put a little bungee on there or something. But for me, not a big deal. These locks, I mean, I'm probably gonna stop using these. To me, it makes more sense just putting a carabiner in there so I can get in and out much easier, much quicker. This is like security theater here. If someone wants in the bag, they're gonna cut the bag open. This is gonna do not a lot for you. But to each their own. I prefer not to have this flopping around. I suggest going with a carabiner. Cheap and easy. Next thing I do not like on these bags. These retainers are worthless. You see how easy that is to move in and out? In the first 15 seconds of riding, they're going to be doing this. Now, I don't really hear it because of wind noise and stuff, but when you stop, you know these things have been flopping around because they're all loosey-goosey out here. So that's a little annoying. And again, there is plenty of ways to fix that. Just something to be cognizant of. And for Lone Rider, if they're going to watch this, you guys need to do something about these clips. One, that little guy is facing the wrong way. It should be facing the other way to lock it in. But you guys can do a little bit better on those clips. The other thing to watch for when you go to set this up, these are basically your bumpers. This is the most likely point of impact. There and there for when you fall over. That's why they have this replaceable, I'm going to call it a bumper on here, this guy. When you put it on, pay attention to this piece here. It needs to go inside of this groove, as you see. When you get it, it's going to be like that, most likely, because you're going to take the bag apart to get it all set up for the bike. Just make sure you have that back in place so that this thing's not flopping around and it stays where it's supposed to. All right, let's open this bad boy up. So a good thing is, obviously the material is a Hyperlon material. Nylon is really good. I mean, it's a very durable abrasion and UV resistant material. The stitching is good. The Molly everywhere is incredible. The waterproofing is solid. Now, something you need to know about this, the material itself is waterproof. However, there are weep holes on the bottom of this thing, so it can promote air circulation in case something gets in there. And again, remember, this is the outer side of the bag, so this is the area most likely to get cut in the event of a crash. This is why they provide you with an inside bag that is waterproof. So this tucks out here, unclip that, roll it up. So your hard bags are a lot easier, a lot faster to get into, but as far as soft bags go, these aren't bad. I have nothing in here at the moment. All right, yeah, doing that with one hand's a little impossible, but basically you roll the top inside out like that. It kind of holds it open for you so you can get stuff in and out much easier. Now, as we talked about, this is the inner bag here. That is waterproof. It has a roll top closure just like the outer bag. Now, because this outer bag's got those weep holes, like I said, moisture can get in here, but the likelihood of it actually getting all the way in is pretty low because that board that stiffens it covers the weep holes at the bottom, so getting anything splashing up's not likely. But make sure you have this and you'll be fine. Now, one point of improvement, especially with the commuting aspect of it, I don't use the side bags as much because this thing is so massive on the top here. But one thing that does kind of annoy me is that you got two separate bags inside of each other. I would really, really like to see Velcro on the outside of this bag so that it's on the inside of this outer bag, so that basically the inner bag can be stuck to the outer bag to hold it in place so it's easier to get in and out without having to deal with two separate bags all messed up on each other. So that's an opportunity for improvement there. Otherwise, not too bad. So here's my summarization on the Motobag portion of this video. Materials are a solid 10 out of 10. Overall design, I'd say, is an 8 out of 10. The little fit and function things like this and some of that, I'd say, is a 7 out of 10. There's opportunities for improvement there. The overall design with the Molly is a solid 10 out of 10. It's awesome. Lots of lashing opportunities to put things on here if you need to. Semi-rigid ability of this is everything you want it to be. I have no complaints there. The storage space is great. Just some opportunities for improvement, but overall, I'd still buy it. Okay, let's talk about this not-so-little guy here. Overlander 48. So most of the time, I do not have the beaver tail on there. I just have it inside the bag because it's just something that's more annoying to deal with when it comes to commuting. When you're on the trail, this would make sense to leave up here with maybe some extra water or flip it upside down, put your map in there, physical map. But let's take a look on the outside. So we've got plenty of lashing strap opportunities here to strap extra things to it, like maybe your tent, maybe a hammock. Who knows? Whatever you want to put on there, go for it. It's all yours. The size is amazing. Now, for commuting, I use a Rush 72 backpack from 511, and I have a CAD computer in there. And this has enough space to hold that whole backpack with the computer inside of it. No problem. There's still room. So that was a requirement for me. I didn't want to have to get a different top box. I just wanted one bag to do all of it. And it works. It works exactly as advertised. Okay, let's get in here, shall we? Let me zoom out there for us. Okay, so when it comes to commuting, again, this is annoying to deal with, so I just leave it in the bag. I had all these bags in a few rainstorms already, like real heavy rainstorms. Everything stayed dry, no concerns. Again, Haperlon is the same material they make the Navy SEAL, the outer material in the Navy SEAL Zodiac boats. It's waterproof, abrasion resistant, UV resistant, good stuff. All my riding gear is inside of here because I'm not driving right now, so it sits in here. That red liner makes it easier to find your stuff in there, like your candy bars, maybe your headlamp, whatever you might have. There's some not bags. There is some pouches built into the inside here. You can kind of see a zipper over there for it. Okay, so when I said that this usually lives inside the bag, because when I'm commuting, it's just in the way. These straps that hold it down, I stow them all right there. All of them go in their own little spot, so you don't have a strap flapping around on the front or the back. And again, same thing as the Motobag, same material, same stiffening inner board. Simple design, good materials, good seams, and the way it attaches your bike is very simple. It's just these straps that go around, and yeah, it's simplistic, and it's big, and it holds all the things, and it stays waterproof. It's good. Now, what this also means is that if you're looking at this video, you probably do more than just ride a motorcycle, which means this is probably going to become your best friend. When I say that, I mean you go overlanding in a Jeep or a truck or something like that, you can take this with you. You go on an ATV or a side-by-side, well, guess what? You've got a massive storage option that's waterproof. You can strap down to anything that moves. So this is not just a motorcycle bag. This is an everything outdoors bag. When I go like canoeing or kayaking trips, this is going to be coming with me because it's waterproof. It's going to float with my stuff in there, and I can easily put it in the canoe with me. All my crap can just go in there. So yeah, it's a very versatile bag. It's built well. It's, if anything, of everything on this bike, that is the one thing I would make sure that I buy, is that bag right there, just because of its versatility alone. All right, so I hope this video helped you out. At the end of the day, with this midterm review, with all my commuting and everything, at this point, I know this stuff is very expensive, obviously, just like everything for outdoor stuff. If I had to choose, I would buy this every single time. This Overlander 48 is awesome. If I could honestly probably get by with my moto camping with just this bag. I don't think I even need the side ones, to be honest. Past few years that I've camped, I can pretty much fit everything I need to on my backpack that I used to put back here. It's nice to have something that's waterproof and more resistant to abrasion. So, to be honest, I would say start with this one, especially since you can use it on like a four-wheeler or put it in your truck or take it camping, you know what I mean? Not just on a motorcycle. And I say start with this one, get your feet wet with it, see how it goes. If you like it and you like the setup and being able to use it, then maybe look at these side bags. Obviously, these are way more expensive for the whole setup, but they are really well built. The way it goes on to the motorcycles, I got no complaints with that whatsoever. Their website is extremely helpful. Basically, you just go into their fitment guide on there, find your bike, your year, make, model, and it will tell you what racks you need for it to work, or if it works at all. Like, really good directions. And of course, all their stuff has video, like YouTube videos on how to set it up, and it's very thorough. So thorough, I didn't make any install videos for any of the stuff because theirs is just that good. So check out their website. Again, if you had to buy one thing, this guy right here, Overlander 48. These guys are second place for me. And yeah, shoot me any questions you might have, concerns. No, I have not gone down on this bike yet, so I can't tell you how these have held up to 475 pounds of bike falling on them. But if it happens on my few hundred miles of off-roading coming up, you'll hear about it. But yeah, let me know what your thoughts are on this. If you got any questions, we're happy to answer them for you. I do have an affiliate link that's going to be down in the description. And if I get any discount codes from Lone Rider from now into the future, I will go back and edit any video that has got Lone Rider stuff in it so that you guys have the most up-to-date codes. So just check out the description. If I got one, it's in there for you. Other than that, yeah, have fun, stay safe, get outdoors, okay? Bye.